Hey, I'm Dan. We're here in Kamananui Estate. It's a partnership between Manoa Chocolate and myself, Cacao Services. We're going to talk a little bit about how to harvest. So first, we'll talk about ripeness. So you get two pods right up here. And on the left, you've got a pod that's perfectly ripe. The purple has turned to an orange-red. You get the kind of yellow streaks that were previously green. Here we got one just on the edge. In 3 days, that'll be perfect and equivalent to this. So first, cut them off at the fruit stem called the peduncle. Nice and clean. Try not to damage the bark or what's called the flower cushion. Different countries have different styles of cutting. Some do like a long longitudinal cut. Some do transverse, prettier longitudinal, better transverse as far as risk of cutting seeds. You're going to cut in between the rows of seeds rather than a long and damage more. So typically one good blow, the machete towards the top, and a twist, revealing all the seeds, checking the bottom, make sure there's nothing hanging out, drop into a bucket, and keep moving. The reason that I prefer to cut these one by one and break them is because, surprisingly, only about 25% of the weight of this pod is actual seeds and pulp. If you eyeballed it, you'd think at least 50%, but that's not the way it is. So rather than make piles and move 75% dead weight, I prefer to just keep moving and keep cracking. Perfectly ripe pod, hanging from a nice thin stem called a peduncle. Sharp pair of pruners. Clip closely, try not to hit the bark and damage what's called the flower cushion, where more flowers and eventually fruits will develop. Quick cut, not too deep to cut seeds, and a quick twist towards the top, and you release all the seeds with a little bit of fruit on top.